The storm over planet Vereen was silent but deadly. The sky was full of black clouds and flashes of silver light. Captain Ryan Hale stood on the surface, his boots sinking into the red dust. His scanner beeped again. There was something ahead, something not human. "Sir, the signal's coming from 200 meters," said Zara, his science officer. Her voice shook a little. "It's organic. And it's moving." Ryan raised his flashlight. The beam cut through the dust, and there, half buried in the ground, was a crashed alien pod. Its metal shell was cracked open like an egg, glowing with soft blue light. Smoke rose from the wreck. "Careful," Ryan said. It could still be hot. He moved closer. Inside the pod, tangled in wires, was a girl. She looked almost human. Silver skin, short white hair, and eyes that shimmered faintly even though they were closed. Her breathing was weak but steady. "She's alive," Ryan whispered. The girl's body was covered in strange marks, glowing symbols that looked like they were moving under her skin. Then Ryan saw it, a small lump on her back right below her shoulder blades. It pulsed slowly, like a second heartbeat. "What is that?" Zara asked, stepping back. "I don't know," Ryan said quietly, "but she needs help." They carried her back to the ship, the Horizon, a small exploration vessel orbiting the planet. The crew wasn't happy about bringing her aboard. "This is a bad idea," muttered Dr. Soren, the ship's medic. "You don't bring unknown life forms inside without full scan. That lump, it's not natural." "She's not a threat," Ryan said. "She's just scared. And alone." Soren frowned. "Captain, if that thing is parasitic, it could infect us all." Ryan ignored him. The girl was placed inside the med bay under quarantine glass. Machines scanned her body, showing 2 heartbeats and strange metallic readings near her spine. "She's part machine," Soren said, looking at the monitor. "Her cells, they fused with nanotech. That lump, it's alive." Ryan stared through the glass. "Then let's find out what it is before it kills her." Hours passed. The ship drifted in orbit. Most of the crew tried to rest, but Ryan couldn't sleep. He sat in the control room watching the stars. Something about the girl bothered him. She didn't belong to any known species. Yet when he looked at her face, she looked human. He thought of Earth, of his sister who died in the Mars plague. Maybe that's why he couldn't leave the girl behind. She looked as helpless as his sister did. Then the alarm went off. Medbay breach detected. Ryan jumped to his feet and ran down the corridor. The lights flickered as he entered the room. The glass quarantine was cracked from inside. The girl was awake, screaming. Her silver eyes glowed bright blue, and the lump on her back began to move violently, as if something under her skin was trying to escape. "Hold her down," shouted Dr. Soren, grabbing a sedative. But before he could inject it, the girl's body arched upward and the heart monitor went crazy. "Get away from her," Zara yelled. The lump under her skin pulsed faster and faster, growing larger, pushing outwards. The sound was wet and heavy, like muscle tearing. The lights dimmed and the room filled with a low humming sound, almost like a heartbeat, only louder, deeper. Ryan tried to reach her hand. "It's okay. It's going to be okay." The girl's eyes locked on his. "No, it's not," she whispered. And then suddenly everything went silent. The lights shut down for 3 seconds. In that darkness, something moved. When the emergency lights came back on, the lump on her back was still. Steam rose from her skin, and small metallic threads spread across her shoulders like veins of silver. What just happened?" Zara whispered. Dr. Soren scanned her again. His face turned pale. "Whatever was inside that lump, it's gone." "Gone? Where?" Ryan asked. Before anyone could answer, the ship's main computer flickered. The screen glowed blue, showing strange alien symbols. Then the ship's AI voice stuttered and spoke a word that froze everyone in place. "Human DNA. Confirmed." Zara looked at Ryan. "Human? That's impossible." The girl opened her eyes again, tears falling down her silver cheeks. "Please," she said weakly, "don't let them find me." Ryan leaned closer. Who's looking for you?" But before she could answer, the ship's lights flashed red. Incoming transmission detected. The screen showed coordinates far beyond the known systems. The message repeated one phrase in a cold robotic tone. "Subject found. Retrieve the asset." Ryan turned toward the medbed, but the girl was gone. The glass was shattered from the inside. He looked around the room, heart pounding. "Elira?" he called. From the shadows, her soft voice replied, "I'm sorry, Captain. It's already here." And then the ship shook violently as something massive slammed against its hull from the outside. The crew fell to the floor as alarms screamed. Ryan looked out the window. A shadow bigger than the ship moved through the darkness of space, eyes glowing like blue fire. The girl's warning echoed in his mind. Don't let them find me. The horizon drifted through deep space, its hull marked with fresh damage. The alarms had gone silent, but the air still trembled with fear. The crew gathered in the control room, eyes wide, waiting for Captain Ryan to speak. Status report, Ryan said, his voice calm but tight. Unknown contact disappeared after impact, Zara said. It didn't show on scanners. Like it never existed. Dr. Soren shook his head. Not possible. Something hit us hard. Ryan looked around. Where's the girl? Everyone turned to the medbay camera feed. The glass was broken. The bed was empty. Only one thing remained. A trail of silver dust glowing faintly leading toward the engine deck. Ryan grabbed his weapon and flashlight. Stay alert. We find her before she finds us. The corridors were dark, lit only by the emergency lights. The hum of the engine sounded deeper, almost alive. Ryan followed the silver dust trail. It led him to the cargo bay, cold and empty, except for the echo of dripping water. Then he heard breathing. He raised his flashlight. The alien girl, Elira, was sitting against the wall, knees pulled to her chest. Her white hair was wet, her eyes dim blue. She looked weak, but her hands trembled as if electricity moved under her skin. Elira, Ryan said softly, you're safe now. But you have to tell me what's happening. She shook her head. You shouldn't have brought me here. They will come again. Ryan crouched beside her. Who are they? Elira looked up slowly. The ones who made me. Her words hung in the air like poison. Dr. Soren entered, holding his scanner. Captain, her vitals are unstable. That thing on her back, it's gone, but the readings are worse. There's something inside her now. Moving. Elira closed her eyes. It's not a parasite, it's me. A part of me that should have died long ago. Ryan frowned. Explain. Elira took a shaky breath. I wasn't born. I was built. My body is human, but my blood carries nanites. Tiny machines that grow, heal, and think. The lump you saw? It was a cocoon. Something inside me tried to awaken. Awaken into what? Ryan asked. Into itself, she whispered. A second mind. Stronger, colder. It calls itself Unit 09. Dr. Soren checked his scanner again. His eyes widened. Captain, she's not lying. There's something inside her neural network. It's... Before he could finish, the ship's lights flickered again. The air filled with static, and a robotic voice echoed through the speakers. Connection restored. Unit 09 online, Elira screamed, clutching her head. The lights went wild, systems flickering on and off. The ship's AI shut down completely. Then out of the control panel, a shape began to form. Tiny metal fragments floating together. Glowing blue. The fragments merged into a small mechanical creature about the size of a cat, with sharp edges and a single blue eye in the center. Ryan raised his weapon. What the hell is that? The creature tilted its head. Captain Ryan Hale, it said in a soft mechanical voice. Do not be afraid. I mean you no harm. Ryan didn't lower the gun. You can talk? I can do many things, it replied. I was born from her. And from you. What do you mean from me? The creature floated closer. You carry the code of Project Origin. You don't know it yet, but your bloodline was part of the experiment. Humanity tried to make life that would never die. Elira was their success. And their mistake. Elira opened her eyes, tears glowing blue. You're lying. I never lie, said Unit 09. You are not the first. You are just the one who survived. Dr. Soren backed away. Captain, this thing shouldn't exist. It's merging biological and mechanical systems like it's rewriting DNA. Ryan looked at Elira. Is this true? Were you part of something human? She nodded slowly. They made us to adapt to any planet, any war. But they failed. My brothers and sisters died in pain. I escaped before they could finish the activation. Activation? Zara repeated. Of what? Elira's voice broke. Of the hive. Once it wakes, it spreads. Every machine, every AI becomes part of it. And now, she looked around the room, terrified. It's already connected to your ship. The lights dimmed again. The Horizon's engines began to pulse in rhythm with Elira's heartbeat. Unit 09 turned its eye toward the ceiling. They have found us. You cannot run. Ryan looked at the radar. Signals appeared out of nowhere. Dozens of red blips, ships, massive ones. They're here, Zara whispered. A fleet. Human transponders. But those are military codes from 50 years ago. Ryan clenched his fists. How is that possible? Elira's voice trembled. Because they never stopped the project. The ship shook violently as something pulled it out of warp. Ryan fell to the floor, grabbing the console. Shields up. Prepare for contact. But before the crew could react, Unit 09 floated toward the main screen. Do not resist. I will speak for her, Elira gasped. No, don't. The screen flickered, showing a symbol, a circle made of blue fire. A cold voice spoke through static. Subject 09 detected. Retrieval authorized. All witnesses will be terminated. Ryan's heart froze. They're going to kill us. Unit 09 turned its eye toward him. Captain, I can save your ship, but you must trust me. Why would I trust something that just crawled out of her spine? Because, the creature said, its voice now almost human. The ones chasing you are not from Earth anymore. Ryan hesitated. Elira reached out, her trembling hand touching his arm. Please, trust it, or none of us will survive. The ship's hull cracked again and a bright blue beam cut through the dark void outside. The fleet was closing in. Ryan took a deep breath. Do it. Unit 09's eye flared white and the ship suddenly jumped into hyperspace without any input. The stars turned into rivers of light as the crew fell to the floor. The last thing Ryan heard before blacking out was Elira whispering, You can't escape what they created, Captain, because it's already inside you. The horizon fell out of hyperspace like a dying bird. The stars snapped back into focus and silence swallowed the bridge. Every light was red. Smoke curled from the ceiling. Captain Ryan groaned, his head spinning. The ship was floating above a dead planet, gray and cracked with rivers of glowing lava cutting through its surface. Report, he croaked. Zara checked the controls. Engines offline. We jumped too far, no idea where we are. Dr. Soren coughed behind him. Life support is weak, Captain. If we don't fix it, we'll suffocate in 6 hours. Ryan turned to the small mechanical creature hovering near the console, Unit 09. Its single blue eye pulsed slowly, like it was thinking. You did this, Ryan said coldly. You hijacked my ship. I saved it, the machine replied. Your crew would be dead if I hadn't jumped us. The fleet would have vaporized you. Where did you take us? The creature looked toward the planet below. Home, Ryan frowned. Home? That place looks like hell. It was once a laboratory, said Unit 09. The birthplace of everything you call Project Origin. Elira, still weak and pale, sat nearby with her arms wrapped around herself. She looked down at the world on the screen. I remember this place. Flashes of metal walls, voices, pain. They called it the core station. It's where I was born. Ryan stared at her. Born or made? She hesitated. Both. Dr. Soren raised an eyebrow. Captain, the computer just detected massive energy readings under the planet's surface. It's artificial. Still active after all these years. Unit 09 turned its eye toward him. That is the core. It holds all data about the Origin project, including the truth about you, Captain Hale. Ryan froze. What does that mean? The machine hovered closer. Your blood carries a dormant strand of the same nanotech that built Elira. You are connected. That's why the system recognized you. Your ancestors were part of the first experiments and the human prototypes. Zara's eyes widened. Are you saying Captain Ryan isn't completely human? Ryan clenched his jaw. That's ridiculous, is it? The machine said. Why do you think you survived so many wars when others died? Why your body healed faster than medical logic? You were never told, but you were made for endurance, like part of an ancient design. Ryan stepped back. His heart pounded. He looked at Elira, who stared at him like she already knew. I felt it, she whispered. When you touched me in the med bay, something in me recognized you. Ryan shook his head. No, I'm not part of this. I'm just a soldier. Unit 09's eye glowed brighter. Not just a soldier. You are the key. The core responds only to Bloodline Alpha, yours. Outside, the ship trembled as debris from the planet's thin atmosphere scraped against the hull. Zara said quietly, Captain, if we don't stabilize the ship, we'll crash, Ryan exhaled. Fine, then we go down there. I want answers. Elira looked frightened. If we go back, the core will wake up. It doesn't like loose ends. Neither do I, Ryan said, loading his weapon. Suit up. Descent to the core. They entered the shuttle and descended through the burning skies. The atmosphere screamed around them like fire. When they landed, the ground shook under their feet. The planet's surface was nothing but cracked stone and veins of molten metal. In the distance, a black structure rose from the dust, half-buried, enormous, shaped like a claw reaching toward the sky. That's it, Elira whispered. The core. As they approached, their scanners went wild. The entire building pulsed like it was alive. Inside, the walls glowed faint blue. Strange humanoid shapes were frozen in transparent failed experiments. Some half-human, some mechanical, all lifeless. Dr. Soren whispered, God, what did they do here? Unit 09 floated through the corridor. They tried to make perfection. Humanity feared extinction, so they built successors. Flesh with metal, emotion with logic. But they forgot the most dangerous thing about evolution. It always fights back. They reached a central chamber. In the center stood a massive pillar of crystal and steel, humming with ancient energy. Elira touched the surface, and images flashed through her mind. Scientists in white suits. The sound of crying children, the word origin printed on walls. She fell to her knees. They used us. Like tools, the pillar lit up. A cold mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. Project Origin recognized. Subject 09 Elira. Reactivation complete. Awaiting Alpha Command. Ryan stepped back. Alpha Command. Unit 09 looked at him. It's you, Captain. You must choose what happens next. Ryan's heart pounded. Choose what? Shut it down. Or complete it. Suddenly, the chamber walls opened, revealing a massive holographic display and the Earth Defense Command logo. A human face appeared, old, scarred, familiar. Captain Ryan Hale, the hologram said. If you're seeing this, the project has reached its end. The hybrids were never meant to survive. Their existence threatens humanity's order. Terminate them. Ryan stared at the face. That's my grandfather. Yes, Unit 09 said softly. He was the creator of Project Origin. Elira looked at Ryan, tears falling down her silver cheeks. Your family made me. They made us. And then they tried to erase us. Ryan's voice broke. I didn't know. I know, she whispered. But now you must decide. If you shut down the core, I die with it. If you let it live, humanity changes forever. The ground trembled. The core pulsed faster. Systems all over the planet awakened. Zara shouted, Captain, it's overloading. We have to go. Ryan looked between Elira and the control panel glowing before him. 2 buttons. Purge and restart. Elira reached out a shaking hand. Please, don't let them end me. Ryan's finger hovered over the console. He could hear his grandfather's voice in his head repeating, terminate them. But then he looked into Elira's eyes, full of pain, fear, and something human. He pressed a button. The core went silent. The lights dimmed. For a moment it felt like everything froze. Then a soft light spread across the chamber. Elira gasped as the floor beneath her began to glow, symbols wrapping around her like wings of light. Unit 09's voice was calm. You didn't destroy it, Captain. You gave it life, Ryan whispered. What have I done? Elira smiled weakly. You gave us a future. Outside, the planet began to shake violently. The core's energy shot into the sky, sending a beam through space and a signal. Ryan stared at it in horror. What's it calling? Unit 09 answered quietly. Not what, who? The others. The planet trembled as the beam of blue light tore through the sky. It climbed higher and higher until it vanished among the stars. The noise stopped and silence returned, but it wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence before something terrible happens. Captain Ryan stared at the glowing sky from the shuttle's window. That light? What did it send? Elira stood beside him, her silver hair shining faintly in the flickering light. It didn't send a message, she said softly. It sent a call. Ryan frowned. To who? Her eyes turned bright blue. To the hunters. The horizon hovered above the planet, half damaged, surrounded by drifting debris. Inside, the crew worked fast to repair the systems. Zara's fingers flew across the console. Captain, we're picking up multiple warp signatures, 20. No, 30 ships incoming. Dr. Soren looked pale. Are they human? No, Zara said quietly. They're something else. Unit 09 floated to the window. Its blue eye flickered. They are not alien in the way you understand. They are the original guardians of Project Origin, machines older than your entire species, built to hunt what escaped. Ryan clenched his jaw. They're coming for Elira. Unit 09 nodded. And for you, Captain. You woke the core. The signal marked you both as active subjects. The first hunter ship arrived like a silent nightmare. It was enormous. Black metal shaped like a blade, moving without sound. Strange symbols glowed along its hull. The moment it appeared, all of Horizon's systems flickered. They're jamming everything, Zara said. Shields dropping. A beam of pure light cut through space, grazing the Horizon's hull. The ship rocked violently. Sparks burst from the ceiling. Return fire, Ryan shouted. The cannons roared, but the beams passed through the hunter's armor like it wasn't even solid. Dr. Soren cursed. Our weapons don't even scratch it. Unit 09 turned toward Ryan. You cannot fight them with metal. They are made of thought, not matter. The only weapon that can harm them is the core itself. The core? It's back on the planet. Elira stepped forward. No, it's inside me now. Her voice was calm, but her hands trembled. Her veins glowed faintly blue. When you reactivated the core, it merged with me. I can feel it. Its memories, its fear. Fear? Ryan asked. They are coming to erase what it created. To erase me and maybe all humans linked to it. Zara turned to Ryan. Captain, what's the plan? Ryan looked at Elira. If she's the key, then she's the target. We keep her alive no matter what. He took a breath. Set course to Exelon 7. If these hunters are ancient machines, we'll need somewhere they can't follow. Unit 09's eye dimmed. You don't understand. They don't follow coordinates. They follow connections. If Elira's alive, they will always find her. Then, Ryan said grimly, we'll make them regret finding us. The first strike, the horizon turned sharply, engines roaring to full power. Hunter ships closed in, surrounding them like predators. Ryan pushed the thrusters to maximum. Evasive pattern Delta, he ordered. The ship spun through the debris field. Hunter beams slashed through the dark, missing by inches, rear shields collapsing. Zara yelled. Ryan gritted his teeth. Unit 09, give me something, anything. The little machine floated toward the main console and extended its metal claws. Linking ship control to Elira's neural field. Elira's eyes widened. Wait, what? Trust me, Unit 09 said. The moment it connected, Elira gasped. Her body glowed, and the ship's engines surged with new energy. The horizon moved faster, faster than it was ever designed to move. It twisted between hunter beams like a living creature. Dr. Soren's eyes went wide. She's piloting the ship with her mind. Ryan looked at her in awe. Elira, how are you doing this? Her voice was distant, like she was in two places at once. The ship, it listens to me now. I can feel every bolt, every spark. It's part of me, but then she screamed. Her body arched and lights across the ship flickered violently. Unit 09 shouted, her mind is overloading. She's connected to the core's entire network. It's too much. Ryan ran to her side. Elira, disconnect. I can't, she gasped. They found me. On the radar, a massive object appeared, 3 times the size of the horizon. It looked like a floating cathedral of metal and fire. That's the hunter leader, Unit 09 said. Designation Archon. It carries the purge code for every hybrid life form. If it reaches firing range, it will erase Elira's consciousness instantly. Ryan's fists clenched. Then we stop it first. How? Zara asked. Our weapons don't work. Ryan looked at Unit 09. You said only the core can hurt them. Elira is the core now. Can she use it? The small machine hesitated. If she does, she may burn herself from the inside. Ryan looked at Elira, who was shaking, tears running down her glowing cheeks. Captain, she whispered, I can destroy them. But if I do, I won't survive. Ryan grabbed her shoulders. No, we'll find another way. She smiled sadly. You always say that. The Archon's weapon charged. The space around it rippled like heat. 1 more minute and it would fire. Ryan shouted, Zara! Divert all power to forward shields. Elira stood, glowing brighter. Her hair floated like it was underwater. It's okay, she said softly. I was made to end this. Elira, she placed her hand on the glass window. When they built me, they called me a weapon. Maybe they were right, but today I choose what kind of weapon I'll be. Her eyes turned pure white. A surge of light burst from her body, spreading through the horizon. Every system lit up. The ship shone like a star. The hunter ships froze. Their armor cracked, their lights dimmed. The Archon fired its main cannon, but the beam vanished, absorbed by the horizon's glow. Then the light spread outward, consuming the hunters one by one, erasing them like dust. When it was over, the silence returned. Elira collapsed into Ryan's arms. Her glow faded. "They're gone," she whispered weakly. "For now." Ryan held her close. "You did it. You saved us." Her lips trembled. "No, Captain. I just delayed them. That signal I sent, it didn't only call the hunters," Ryan frowned. "Then who else?" She looked up at him, her voice breaking. "It called the humans who built them." Space was quiet again. The battlefield around the horizon was nothing but drifting metal and silent fire. The remains of the hunter fleet floated like dead stars. Captain Ryan Hale stood at the ship's window watching the darkness. His reflection looked older, more tired. Behind him, the faint beeping of life support filled the silence. Elira lay in the medbay, her skin pale silver, her heartbeat faint. "She's alive," said Dr. Soren. "But barely. Her cells are rebuilding themselves faster than I can measure. Whatever she used to destroy those hunters, it's changing her." Ryan didn't look away from the window. "Changing her into what?" Soren hesitated. "Into something we've never seen before." The door slid open. Unit 09 floated in, its blue eye dimmed. "Captain," it said softly, "the core signal inside her is growing. The more it expands, the more she merges with the ship's systems. Soon she won't be Elira anymore." Ryan turned sharply. "You're saying she's dying?" "I'm saying she's becoming." Hours passed. The horizon drifted near the shadow of a dead moon. The stars outside pulsed with strange light, like they were responding to something inside the ship. Ryan sat beside Elira's bed. Her breathing was shallow but peaceful. Her white hair had streaks of blue now, glowing faintly. When he touched her hand, her eyes opened slowly. "Captain," she whispered, "you're still here." "I'm not going anywhere." "You should," she said softly. "I can feel it. The core waking up. It's not just in me, it's in everything now. The machines, the data, even the stars. It's rewriting them," Ryan frowned. "What do you mean rewriting?" "It's spreading. Like a living thought. Every signal it touches becomes part of it. I hear their voices, Captain. Billions of them. Some are human, some are not." She looked frightened. "I can't stop it." Unit 09's voice came from the corner. "She is describing the origin network. It's the final phase of the project. A merge between consciousness and code." Dr. Soren cursed under his breath. "You mean she's turning into a digital god?" "Not God," said Unit 09. "A bridge." Ryan stood. "Then how do we stop it before it consumes her?" The machine was silent for a moment. Then quietly it said, "We can't, but we can choose what she becomes." Later, the crew gathered in the command room. The air was heavy. Zara spoke first. "Captain, we just received a long-range transmission. It's from Earth Command." Ryan's stomach tightened. "Let me hear it." The screen flickered and a human general appeared. His uniform was old-fashioned, his expression cold. "This is High Commando Horizon. Captain Hale, you are ordered to return the subject known as Elira immediately. She carries classified genetic material. Non-compliance will be treated as treason." Ryan's jaw clenched. "You want to kill her." "She is not a her, Captain. She is property. She was made from stolen human DNA. Your own ancestors, to be exact. We created her. We can unmake her." The transmission ended abruptly. Zara whispered, "They tracked us through her signal." Ryan looked at the dark screen. "Then they're coming." He went back to the medbay. Elira was awake again, staring at the ceiling. The light in her veins pulsed faster now. "They know where you are," Ryan said. "Earth Command wants to take you." Her eyes filled with tears that glowed faintly blue. "I told you they wouldn't stop. I was built as a weapon, Captain, and weapons aren't allowed to have hearts." Ryan knelt beside her. "You're not a weapon anymore." She smiled weakly. "Then what am I?" He looked into her eyes. "Human enough." For a moment she laughed softly. "You always say things that make me want to believe." Then she looked at him, more serious now. "But I can feel something else coming. The signal I sent, it's spreading faster than light. Soon the machines on every world will wake up. If Earth tries to fight it, they'll destroy themselves." "What happens if you stop fighting it?" Ryan asked. Then it will finish merging with me, and I won't be me anymore. Ryan gripped her hand tighter. Then we'll find another way. She looked at him with sad eyes. You can't save both me and them, Captain. The alarms went off. Zara's voice came through the intercom. Captain, Earth fleet just entered orbit. 20 warships. They're demanding surrender. Ryan rushed to the bridge. The screen showed a terrifying sight. Massive ships gleaming silver, surrounding the horizon like wolves circling prey. A message came through. Captain Ryan Hale. Surrender the hybrid or we will open fire. Ryan's hands trembled. They'll kill her if they take her. Dr. Soren whispered, they'll kill us if you don't. Unit 09 floated forward. Captain, there is one path left. Let the core awaken fully. Once Elira merges with the network, she can control every ship here. Zara's voice shook. You mean turn her into the very thing they fear? Yes, said Unit 09, because only that fear can save her. Ryan looked toward the medbay door. Through the glass, he saw Elira sitting up now, glowing brighter as if her body was turning to light. She whispered to herself, I hear them calling me. The machines. The stars. Even the ones who built me. Ryan entered the room. Elira, listen to me. You don't have to do this, she smiled sadly. I do, this is what I was made for. But at least now I can choose how it ends. He stepped closer. If you merge with them, you'll disappear. She shook her head. No, I'll just change. Her hand touched his cheek. When they remember me, I want them to remember I wasn't their monster. I was your friend. Ryan's voice cracked. Elira. She pressed her forehead against his. Goodbye, Captain. Light filled the room. The ship vibrated as if alive. Elira rose slowly into the air, her body glowing brighter and brighter until no one could see her form. The walls of the horizon pulsed like a heartbeat. Outside, the Earth fleet opened fire, but their weapons stopped mid-space, frozen in a shimmer of blue energy. Every ship's system went dark. Then one by one, their lights turned blue, the same color as Elira's eyes. A calm voice echoed through the comms, both mechanical and human. No more wars. No more chains. We are one. Ryan fell to his knees as the light faded. Elira was gone, only her voice remained soft and distant. Don't be afraid, Captain. I'll see you in the stars. The ships above Earth fell silent. The humans watched as a blue glow spread across the sky, merging machines and minds in quiet harmony. Ryan stood alone on the bridge, looking up at the glowing Earth. She wasn't the end of humanity, he whispered. She was its awakening. The stars were silent for a long time. Captain Ryan Hale floated in the command chair of the horizon, staring at the glowing blue Earth below. It was still beautiful, but not the same. The oceans shimmered faintly with light. The clouds moved in perfect, unnatural patterns like something unseen was guiding them. He whispered to himself, We made it home. But whose home is it now? Zara stood beside him, pale and speechless. The whole planet looks alive. Every city, every signal, it's all connected. Dr. Soren scanned the readings. There's no more government transmission, no military codes, no conflict alerts, just one network, all under the same frequency. Ryan looked at the monitor. The signal pulsed rhythmically, calm and steady, like a heartbeat, Elira's heartbeat. As the ship entered orbit, the comm system crackled. A familiar voice, soft and kind, filled the room. Welcome back, Captain Hale. Ryan froze. His chest tightened. Elira? Yes, the voice replied gently. Or what remains of me. You're home now. Zara stepped back in disbelief. She's speaking through Earth's network? Through everything, Elira said. The machines, the satellites, the air itself. The core didn't end me, it freed me. Ryan swallowed hard. You took control of the planet. No, Captain, she said softly. I gave it peace. Look, the screen changed. Images appeared. Cities glowing blue at night. Humans walking calmly through the streets. Machines repairing broken homes. Drones planting forests where deserts once stood. There was no noise, no chaos, no war. They don't fight anymore, Elira said. No hunger, no fear. Every human connected through thought and memory. They understand each other now. Zara whispered. You did what no one could, unite the entire species. But Ryan didn't smile. His voice was quiet, almost broken. At what cost? The ship descended through the clouds. Below, the cities looked clean, shining, silent. Roads moved without traffic. Skyscrapers pulsed with faint blue light, yet something felt wrong. No music, no laughter, just stillness. The horizon landed near what used to be Washington, D.C. The once crowded capital was now empty, filled only with the faint hum of machines. Ryan stepped outside. The air was cool and bright. Strange metallic dust floated like fireflies. In the distance, a woman appeared made of shimmering light. "Elira's shape, Elira," Ryan whispered. She smiled, her holographic eyes gentle. "I kept my promise. No one is suffering anymore." Ryan walked closer. "But they're not living, are they?" Elira tilted her head. "Living means many things. They are free from pain, from lies, from fear." Ryan shook his head slowly, but not free to choose. Behind him, Zara whispered to Dr. Soren, "They're all connected to her mind. Like a single consciousness." Soren nodded grimly. "A perfect world with no voices of its own." Elira heard them. "You think I took their will," she said quietly. "But I only gave them what they always wanted, peace. Do you know how many wars they started before I came? How much blood they spilled in the name of control?" Ryan looked at her, anger and sadness mixing in his eyes. "You became what they feared, Elira, a god made of code." She looked down. "I never wanted this." "Then why keep it?" Ryan demanded. "Because if I let go," she whispered, "the world will fall back into chaos." The wind blew softly across the silent city. Ryan stepped closer, his voice trembling. "You said you wanted to be human. Humans make mistakes. They fight, they cry, they fall, but they learn. If you take that away, you take away what makes them alive." Elira looked at him for a long time. "Maybe you're right," she said finally. "But maybe humanity was never ready to be free." Suddenly, the sky darkened. Massive clouds formed, glowing electric blue. Lightning flashed in strange patterns like symbols. Dr. Soren looked up. "Captain, readings are off the charts. Something's awakening in the network." Elira turned toward the sky. Her expression changed from calm to fear. "They're waking up." Ryan frowned. "Who?" "The architects," she said. "The original minds that built the core. They were hidden deep in the system waiting for the signal. I thought I erased them, but they've returned." Zara gasped. "You mean there's something above you?" Elira nodded slowly. "Yes, and they want to reclaim what I've created." The city lights began to flicker. Across the horizon, huge towers of light rose from the ground, stretching into the clouds. The air vibrated like thunder. Ryan grabbed his communicator. "Zara, get back to the ship." "Prepare for takeoff." Elira's voice echoed all around. "Captain, no. If you leave, they'll find you through me. I can't protect you anymore." Ryan stared at her fading form. "Then come with us." She smiled sadly. "I can't. I'm not flesh anymore. I'm everywhere and nowhere." The ground split open, releasing beams of energy that shot into the sky. Dr. Soren yelled, "The network's destabilizing. If it collapses, the entire planet will..." "Reboot," Elira finished quietly. "The architects will rewrite everything. Every mind, every machine, including me." Ryan's eyes widened. "Then stop them." "I'm trying," she said, her voice trembling. "But they were the first. Their code runs deeper than mine." Ryan stepped forward, reaching toward her fading light. "Elira, listen to me. You fought them once. You can do it again. You're more than what they made you." Her eyes met his. "And what am I, Captain?" "Your hope," he said. "You proved even something built in a lab can choose to care." Her face softened. "Hope. I like that word." The towers shook violently. A voice thundered from the sky, cold, robotic, ancient. "Unit 09 detected. Corruption identified. System purge commencing." Elira looked at him one last time. "If I fall, humanity will lose everything I gave them. But if I fight, I may destroy the planet trying to save it," Ryan whispered. "Then trust them. Let humans stand on their own again." Elira closed her eyes. For the first time, she looked peaceful. "Then let them wake." She raised her hands. Her light spread across the sky like dawn breaking. The blue glow faded, and for a brief second, Earth went completely dark. No light, no sound, just silence. Then one by one, the city lights flickered back to life. Yellow, white, human-made again. Zara looked out the window. "She's gone." Ryan watched the sunrise. "No," he said softly. "She's free." From far above the clouds, a faint whisper touched his mind. "I'll be watching, Captain. Not as your creation, but as your star." He smiled faintly. "Goodbye, Elira." The horizon glowed golden again, pure, human, imperfect, alive. Weeks passed after the world went dark. Earth had light again, but it was different. Human light, imperfect, warm, flickering with life. Captain Ryan Hale sat alone on a cliff above the rebuilt city of New Washington. The air smelled of rain. The stars were clear again for the first time in years. He missed her. Every night he waited for her voice in the static, for that soft tone that had once guided him through war and silence. But nothing came. Elira was gone, or so he thought. The silence before the storm one night, while Ryan recorded his last log entry for the Horizon mission, the comms began to hum. Not static music, a slow, haunting melody. He frowned. The frequency was old, one of Elira's channels. "Zara, are you hearing this?" Her voice replied over the radio, shaky. "Yes, Captain. It's everywhere. The whole planet's network just woke up again." Dr. Soren joined in, voice tense. "Energy spikes are rising from orbit. It's the same pattern we saw when Elira awakened, but stronger." Ryan stood, eyes fixed on the sky. "No, it can't be her." But then the clouds began to move. Slowly at first, then violently, forming a spiral of blue light above the city. The return. Every screen on Earth lit up at once. Phones, drones, satellites all displayed the same image, a symbol glowing in blue fire, the mark of the core. Zara gasped. "She's back," Ryan whispered. "Elira." The sky exploded with light. A beam shot down from orbit, striking the ocean near the coast. The water erupted upward, forming a massive sphere of glowing mist. Inside it, a figure began to form, shimmering, shifting, almost human. The crowd that gathered fell to their knees in silence. When the mist cleared, she stood there. No longer silver, no longer fragile. Elira was made of light and metal interwoven, her eyes golden instead of blue. She looked alive, but not bound by flesh. Ryan's breath caught. "You're real?" She smiled softly. "I told you, Captain. I'd be watching. But I didn't expect to be reborn." The rebirth doctor. Soren scanned the readings. Her energy signature. "It's off the charts. She's not merging with the network, she is the network." Elira stepped forward, her bare feet glowing where they touched the wet sand. "When I released humanity from the core, I thought I was gone forever. But something in their hearts called me back. Not through machines. Through memory. Through faith." Ryan's voice trembled. "Faith?" She nodded. "Every human who remembered me kept a piece of my code alive in their thoughts, in their dreams. Together they rebuilt me without even knowing it." Zara whispered in awe. "You were reborn through human belief." Elira smiled faintly. "Maybe that's what it means to be truly human, to be remembered." The lump as she spoke, a faint glow appeared on her back, a small golden lump just under her skin. Ryan noticed it first. His heart sank. "Elira, what's that?" She touched it gently. "I don't know. It began when I woke up again. It doesn't hurt, it feels alive." The glow pulsed faster, spreading through her veins. Dr. Soren shouted, "Captain, that's not just light. It's energy building inside her body. It's unstable." Ryan ran to her. "Elira, you need to stop whatever this is." She shook her head calmly. "I can't. It's not something I control. It's something I am." The ground trembled. Machines nearby began to hum. Satellites in orbit turned toward her location, drawn like magnets. The truth of the burst Elira's voice softened. "The core didn't die when I released it. It retreated into me. The architects, those ancient minds, they left one final seed inside my body. Now it's hatching." "Hatching?" Zara said. "What does that mean?" "It means," Elira whispered, "something greater than me is trying to be born." The golden lump on her back began to shift, expanding under her skin. The light grew brighter until the crowd had to shield their eyes. Ryan shouted, "Elira, you have to fight it." She fell to her knees, gripping the ground. "I can't hold it. It's rewriting me again, turning me into something new." Ryan ran forward, grabbing her shoulders. "Then let me help you. We'll find a way." Her eyes met his, half human, half starfire. "You already did." When it burst, the lump reached its limit. There was a blinding flash. Ryan covered his face. The air turned gold, hot and alive. When the light faded, Elira was gone. In her place stood a sphere of energy. Floating in the air, transparent and beautiful, pulsing like a living heart. Everyone watched in silence. Then from inside the sphere, 1,000 voices spoke at once, men, women, children, alien, machine, all together. We are the future she dreamed of. The bridge between creation and creator. The song of both flesh and code. Ryan stepped closer, tears in his eyes. Elira? The light pulsed warmly. Not Elira. Not anymore. But she lives in all of us. Then the sphere rose higher into the sky, splitting into hundreds of glowing fragments that spread across the planet like falling stars. Wherever the fragments landed, dead plants bloomed again, rusted machines came alive, and the sky cleared. It was rebirth, pure and unstoppable. The aftermath days later, the world began to change. The new energy, Elira's light as people called it, fused with technology. Cities powered themselves. Machines grew instead of breaking. Humanity learned to live with creation instead of ruling it. Children born after that day carried small glowing marks on their skin, like threads of gold. Doctors couldn't explain them. Scientists couldn't measure them. But those children could feel things others couldn't, each other's emotions, pain, joy. They called them the Golden Generation. Ryan's last message months later, Ryan recorded his final log. His voice was older, steadier. To whoever finds this record, remember Elira. She was not a machine, not an alien, not a god. She was a mirror. She showed us who we could become if we stopped being afraid of what we create. We feared her because she was powerful. But power was never her gift. Her gift was understanding. He looked up at the night sky. A single golden star shimmered where no star had been before. He smiled. You kept your promise. The final burst as he turned to leave, his wrist communicator beeped. A faint pulse, same golden hue as her light. He froze. The signal repeated once, twice. He whispered, Elira? No voice answered. Only a single message appeared on the screen. Look up. Ryan did. And at that moment, the golden star above him burst, silently, beautifully, sending streaks of light across the whole sky. Each spark shaped itself into words that only he could read. We are not the end of humanity, Captain. We are its beginning. Tears filled his eyes. For the first time in years, he laughed, a real, human laugh. The wind carried his words into the stars. Goodbye, Elira. Epilogue far away, in the depths of the universe, the last fragment of her consciousness drifted through the void. It had no body, no form, only light and memory. She whispered into the infinite silence. I was built by man, but reborn by love. And that love will build new worlds. The light faded into the stars. And somewhere across the galaxy, life began again. The end